Welcome back once again. This is our fifth video tutorial for Microsoft Office Excel. This is where we ended in the last video that I sent in this items for breakfast table, where we looked at some basic calculations, some basic functions that we could do with Microsoft Office Excel. We looked at how we could calculate the total balance of some few items that were bought for breakfast based on their unit prices, amount to the market, quantity, and total price. Today we are going to be looking at something different. Now we will go to the next sheet on that same document, that same Excel document, and we will rename it as our football table. This is the sheet that has already been arranged. So you enter this data, you have a certain group of players who played for a certain football season in the months of January, February, March, and April. Now, these are their total goals that they scored. So this is going to be a goal ranking table where a certain group of players played football in a certain season and they scored these goals. So I'm going to finish Excel with this table. Everything that we are going to do with Excel is going to come out from this table. All the videos and everything will come out from this table. The first table for breakfast was just the introduction table. And now we are going to look at some wide range of functions that we could do with or we can do with Microsoft Office Excel, because we've picked up some basics in the previous units and the previous videos that I sent. Now this time around we are going to be very specific, and we are just going to move in line with what the GC wants us to do. Now we have a table here. Let me zoom it so that everybody is going to see. We have something like this. Now this is our table. We have players from Rolo, Issa, right up to Seth and Young. This is what we need to do. So in the football season, Sammy scored 5 goals in January and 3 goals in February, 2 goals in March, and 4 goals in April, respectively, for all the other players. Now you will enter this data like this. After the data has been entered, we will be asked to insert a heading that will consist like this. Now I'll put my cursor here as usual. You right click, then you take insert. When you do that, you enter the heading my football season. Good. The heading has been entered, my football season. So we are going to match the entire area. I'm going to match from A1 right up to from A1 to maybe J1. Now I am going to match the entire area. Remember, you either right click and take format cells, or you come directly under the alignment section in Microsoft Office Excel. So I'll click on this bottom arrow. I'm going to click there and I take match cells. You see the entire area has been meshed. So I'm going to centralize my item on my screen, and I may even want to change the background color. So I may want to give it a background color of maybe yellow like this. I may even want to change the font color like this. Now this is what we have. I may decide to bold my items. Now in Microsoft Office Excel, remember this is my heading section, so I may be asked to format the heading. Maybe you bold the heading as well, maybe you centralize its contents like this so that it's going to be looking nice. Now the very first thing I may want to show, that I was to show you in the previous video, is how to sort items. Remember, we can sort items in an Excel table. Before you want to sort any range of items, the very first thing you need to understand is that you highlight the set of items. Now I have highlighted the players. I cannot highlight the heading players because this heading is not a player. It is just a heading that defines or describes the table. Now I will highlight from Rolo to Young, right click, and I'm going to take sort. Now when I put my cursor on sort, I will see sort from A to Z, and I will sort from Z to A. Now you may also put some selected cells on top, but you rarely use this function, these last 3 or 4 functions. For this one is custom sort. You may decide to sort only a particular column in a table or a particular row on a table based on a specific criteria. We're not going to look at that. So you're either going to sort ascending or sort descending. Now, when you say sort ascending, you sort from A to Z. When you're sorting descending, you sort from Z to A. So let's sort ascending from A to Z. When you click there, a small drop down window will appear. But before you do that, you need to mark the ranges of your players. Now let's look at it. You see Gabby scored 5, 7, 5 and 1. So when you want to sort, you need to be very careful with the way you sort. You see expand the current selection and you see continue with the current selection. Remember, Gabby scored 5, 7, 5, 1. So when I click on sort, something happens. It tells me the operation requires the merged cells to be identical in size. Now look at something. Excel will always give you this kind of messages. It means that the data in my cells, remember, I meshed from up here. So when I merge, each time that I want to sort, I'm going to find it very, very difficult to perform that particular function. Now let me highlight again. Let me take the second option. When I do this, I take Z to A and I take continue with the current selection. Remember, Gabby is 5, 7, 5, 1. So when I click on OK, we look at what is going to happen, and you notice that Gabby, we have just sorted in a descending order, and Gabby's section has been altered if you look at it very well. So it means that each time before you want to sort your cells, make sure that you haven't meshed the content. So I am going to remove my merge cells first. I'll move the merge, and let me try and see if I'm going to sort the items now. So when I take Z to A, I take expand the current selection. Good, it is sorted. So you see it is sorted in that dimension now. But you know that before, Gabby's entry was